Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today I'm checking out the price of Casper. And you say, what's Casper? Well, Casper, we just had Halloween, and I thought it would be cool to do Casper the Friendly Ghost. No, just kidding. Casper is a really cool project. I like it. I'm a big fan of Casper. I think it's a secret hidden gem. Not too many people know about it. Obviously, not financial advice. I could be totally wrong. But if you want to know more about Casper and learn about what it is, I highly recommend following the YouTube channel Kevin Cage. Maybe some of you know him, maybe some of you don't. But Kevin Cage YouTube channel, he does a phenomenal job covering Casper and many other coins like XRP and XLM and HBAR and various others. So he's an incredible researcher. I would say he's a phenomenal researcher. He does really good work on researching the fundamental aspect of, the utility value, the partnerships, why you should care, right? Why should I care about Casper? What do they have that others don't? Things like that. So if you watch and he's done many Casper videos, but the big one, I think it might have been maybe a month ago or so. He did one of a list of reasons why Casper is going to be a big contender coming up soon. So anyway, I wanted to look at the price of Casper because I think it looks really, really interesting. And before I do that, I want to show you a fractal. So I'm going to pull that fractal up right now. So one sec. So here's the fractal, and what I'm doing is I'm comparing the price of Casper to algorand. So algorand is the fractal, and Casper is the token we're comparing it with. So right off the bat, you start to see pretty similar things in this chart. And I could just draw real quick. Put that over there, right? And then you can see this this spring phase in here, a spring phase in here. Let's see what else we can find here. So basically, the fractal, let me start with red. So we're going to start from the beginning. So we have this down move to the downside. Then we have, it's hard to see because I'm probably not on the right time frame, but if you look at this little area right there, and that's where I'm comparing this area right here. And then we have this down move down here, down move down here, and then we have this big swing to the upside. Not as noticeable on algorand, right? But it's still there. And then we can see this pretty big dump back to the downside, right? And then what I really like is, let's do yellow, is this three-wave move back to the upside. 1, 2, 3. Same thing with Casper. 1, 2, 3. Right? Challenging this green area. This green highlighted area from the previous high. So, looking at it, so far so good, right? And then here's my favorite part, which is really the spring phase in here. I mean, see how slow and methodical Casper starts to come down? That's how you know it's correcting down and it's gearing up to do something pretty magical. So what I really like about algorand is it's the same type of thing, right? We have this corrective move to the downside. It's sort of overlapping each other, maybe like a diag or something. So we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or what I like to do also, I'm going to get into this, is basically Wyckoff. I mean, it's not a textbook Wyckoff, but it looks really good. And the important thing about Wyckoff is, do you have that first hit, the second hit, and then the spring phase? That's basically what I look for in Wyckoff. So we can see this this move to the downside. Put the highlighter on. Let's move to the downside, right? And then what did algorand do? We had a massive pump to the upside. And what is Casper about to do right now? I mean, guys, you can't get any clearer than that, right? So this is obviously, not financial advice. I could be totally wrong, but at the end of the day, the two charts look eerie similar. So is it going to continue to play out? I have no clue, but we'll find out as time goes on. But for me, I've been adding to my Casper position in the 3 cent area. I think it's been a good. I started buying Casper in here and in here and so far in here. So I want to see it perform. I didn't get a chance to sell here because for me, Casper is a longer term hold. I really want to see this thing fully scale before I even start to think about taking profit, or at least get to its all-time high. And it's crazy when you look at the all-time high. I mean, it whipped up to like 30, 40, even sometimes I saw like maybe $60, and it's crazy. I mean, the thing is 3 cents. So can you imagine it hitting up there? Even just $10 would be amazing. So yeah, basically, long story short, you have a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? And then you have this creek, and then you have this creek, and then you see algo, right, exploding to the upside. And what do we see here? We see the beginning, potentially the beginning of this monster move to the upside. Does that mean go ahead and go all in right at this second? No, of course not. I mean, this is, like I said, not financial advice, but for me, the best way I like to do it is to just dollar cost average. The market, Fed Powell spoke today. The market's been pumping last week and this week. So, a correction or at least a pullback is coming soon, but we might not get a pullback the way we think, So, I was saying let's come down and back test certain areas, but look at the price of algo. It really didn't give you a chance to really, buy in. So that's where you got to be looking at the RSI and things like that for a nice pullback. So will we get this move? I have no idea, but it's looking really, really promising. So going back to the chart of Casper, so basically here she is. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the 3-day chart, and I'm going to zoom all the way out so that you guys can see what this looks like. So, I mean, doesn't that look insane? You might think, well, that looks terrible. That looks sad and depressing and horrific. And here's the thing, guys. Casper came out in the middle of a bear market. So that was the issue. And then another issue is, nobody really knew what it was and things like that. But you should look at their team of developers and their partnerships and what they're really trying to do. So, I mean, look at the all-time high, or at least the wick. I like to be conservative in everything, so I'll just put it basically on the body of the candle. So 81 cents, and that's a pretty big range, 81 cents to $29. I mean, I don't know about you, but that looks pretty insane. So basically what we see, right, is the price, opening up here, coin release, massive dump, small retracement, and then we see instead of another dump to the downside, we see more of a corrective move to the downside, taking out this low, then kind of swinging back up, swinging back down. So this is how we're starting to bottom. We're starting to bottom out here. So going back to the where we are now, let's go back to the daily chart. I like to look at this as a Wyckoff accumulation pattern. So basically that's this right here. And you could say, well, it doesn't look totally like Wyckoff. And yeah, that could be true to a certain extent, but I think it's still looks pretty good. And the reason why I think that is because check this out. We have a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 up to the resistance, back all the way down, secondary test in phase B right here. And then we have this move to the upside. This doesn't take out the high, but this does, right? So sometimes I've seen charts where it does take out the high, and sometimes it doesn't take out the high. So there could be different anomalies in that, however you want to see it. But what's really, what I really like is the creek phase. So you could see, this is a different schematic. So you have Wyckoff spring where you come down, you break the liquidity, and then you take it long. The other is you come down and you creek, and then you take it long. So yeah, looking at this, you could see how slow and methodical, and see how it's starting to round out, and then boom, go. You could start to see here, it's slow and methodical, and it's starting to round out. So I think this looks pretty promising in my opinion. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? And then you have this move to the downside, and then you have this 3-wave move to the upside. You have this move to the upside, and then this spring phase or the creek, and then that's where I like this creek phase. And the same thing going back to algorand. So we have two things. We have number 1, the Wyckoff accumulation pattern, and number 2, the fractal from algorand, and number 3, the entire crypto market sentiment is starting to be bullish. Things are starting to turn around. And number 4, look how massive this wave is. So I'm going to take everything off the screen. Everybody knows the Wyckoff accumulation pattern. Just, take a mental screenshot. I'm going to get rid of it. And we're going to talk about price targets and a few other things. So the reason why I think this is completed is because this right here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a 5-wave move to the downside. And then we see this sort of inverse head and shoulders popping up here on the bottom. And now we're starting to impulse. Now, we are approaching to the previous degree of this wave here. So we could come down for one more wave and then go. But, and I'm fine with that. So just be cautious of that, right? We can always come back down for one more wave. And yeah, so it really depends on a few different things. But right now, let's say that this is the low. What could we expect, right? Well, if I take a trend-based fib extension and bring it all the way down here, given that is the bottom, and forgive me if I'm a little sluggish today. I was up late last night. It was Halloween and had a few friends over and stayed up pretty late, so pretty tired today, but that's okay. We're still gonna get the job done and move forward. That's all we can do, right? So looking at the fib extension, the trend-based fib extension, taking it from this wave, this was the previous wave, up to here, and then back down. Where can we see? Well, I would at least want to see a 1-to-1 extension at 7 cents. And then more so than that, I want to see the 1618 hit. So I want to see, this is my target at the moment, between 10 and 12 cents. So right about there. So that's my first target on this trend-based fib extension, and let's see if we can have any other extensions that make sense. So if I pull it from here and I come right there down to here, and there is some confluence there, so that's good. If I pull a regular Fibonacci extension from this wave down to the downside all the way to the bottom, we can see some more confluence, right? The 2618. Being even more conservative, I would say the 1702 and the 618. So right now, those would be my two targets, at least for now. And this is just talking retracement targets, right? Because remember, we're in a bear market. This is the wave we're working through. So anytime you have a massive wave to the downside or a massive wave to the upside, usually the wave likes to retrace 38% to 79% of the previous wave. So if this is an A wave and now we're going into wave B, we want to at least retrace between 38 and 79%. So this wave right here takes out this liquidity, and it also takes out this top here. So that would be a nice place to take some profit. And then just one more Fibonacci tool. If I take it all the way to the bottom. So the last Fibonacci, I basically just took it from here all the way down, basically doing this entire wave. So I would like to see, these are the targets. Target 1, target 2, target 3, target 4, and believe me, it can go much, much higher than target 4. But just, being conservative and just working through the retracement of this wave, these are definitely reasonable targets. So I would say 8 cents, 12 cents, 30 cents to 40 cents, and 75 cents to $1. So what does that give us? Well, if we take just a measuring tool and just go from where we are now just to the first target, that's 150%. You say, well, that's crypto. Well, that's nothing. Second target, 250%. Third target, 1,000%, right? And then the fourth target, we're looking at 2,700, 2,600%. That is not bad at all. And that would only get us back to the retracement of the previous wave, right? So if we do this, I mean, look at the chart. To me, it looks incredibly bullish, where you have this sort of bottoming structure, and it looks like it just wants to come back to the upside. Not to say that it will, but let's say if we take a measurement and we just get back to the body of the candle, that's 4,000%, and I don't think this is going to happen, but let's say we get back to the wick of where we are. That is 80,000%. That is nuts. That is like, what? That's just crazy. I can't even comprehend that right now. 80,000%. That is nuts. I don't believe that for 1 second, but hey, I'll be more than welcome to be proven wrong. But that was just maybe a liquidity wick or a scam wick, as they call it. But also too, the reason why, and here's another reason I'm going to talk about Casper. Casper is the only coin, I believe, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as market cap, Casper made an all-time high in market cap. I don't have that. You got to go to CoinTrader Pro to look at it, but I believe Blockchain Backer did it on one of his live streams. He was asked about Casper, and he said, the inflation rate is a little high with Casper, but it's starting to wane down a bit. So the market cap, right? the market cap of Casper is higher here than it was back over here. And you say, well, that doesn't make sense. Well, because there's more inflation now, right? There's more coins, there's more supply. So, but as people are continuing to stake and things like that, I'm going to talk about that as well. Basically, what I'm doing with my Casper is I'm staking it. So you go to, I think it's, let me see. So here's the app. It's called Casper Dash right here. And then I enter my PIN code. And basically what this app is a staking platform. So basically, I picked like 5 different validators. So you have a bunch of validators, and they are validating transactions. And basically what you're doing is you're taking your coins and you're staking those in certain validators. So some of them might perform better, some of them might perform worse. That's why I'm trying like 5 or 6 out to see which ones are good. And so far, I've been in this about maybe 3 weeks or so, and I've already earned about 0.8% on just each one. So one of them was like 0.65, 0.71, but the average I would say is about 0.75 within 3 weeks, which is not bad at all. So multiply that by a year, that's some pretty good returns. So it's called Casper Dash at the App Store, and I just basically take my Casper and I shove it in there, and I just don't even think about it. And I'm gonna wait until we at least get back to the all-time high, or at least sitting above this area here, above above 25 cents to a dollar. So if we can get back up there, that'd be great. Other than that, I think that's about it. I wanted to talk about Casper. In the next video, I think I might do Solana or Matic, or maybe both. Haven't decided yet. But anyway, this is Casper. This is not financial advice. This is just a coin that doesn't get much love out there in YouTube land and crypto land, but I think that is destined to change. Kevin Cage is, like I said, one of the leaders in moving this Casper community, and he does such a great job. I mean, if you watch one of his videos on Casper, you're gonna like fall out of your chair from being so bullish. So yeah, get ready for that. If you're wanting to increase your gems, right? And for me, I like my crypto portfolio is large cap, medium cap, small cap. So I can look at Casper like maybe to a small to a medium cap, right? And those offer greater rewards, but they're also harder to fill positions and things like that. So if you were to sell it, right? That's why the big billionaires, they don't mess with smaller caps, because if they wanted to sell, how would they sell if there's not enough liquidity in that specific asset class, or sorry, the asset itself? So just looking at this, I am incredibly bullish. We have this hit to the high. This is Wyckoff. Boom, boom, and then spring, and then go. That's Wyckoff in a nutshell. So that's what we have here. We have boom, boom, and then we're starting to curl out, and then let's go to the moon. And I think we have a good shot. Now, speaking bearishly, what can this be bearishly? Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Maybe this is another 1, 2, and then we get one more 3, and then we go up. So that would be basically an ABC, right? So we're just ABC, 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 ABC. And basically ABC or WXYs, they just basically ranging through time, right? So this is our range, and we could very well come back to the bottom of the range before blasting off, and this whole thing would still be a part of the massive creek or spring phase in that Wyckoff accumulation. So if we start accelerating too fast, we could just be retracing this move before we have another low before we take off, and in which case that would be an amazing buying opportunity. But either way, are we going to go up now or come down and go up? Either way, I'm hodling, I'm bullish, and can't wait to see what the future holds for Casper. And always make sure to do your own research. Don't ever get into things that you're not too sure about. Always do background information. I like to look at how many coins they have, who's the developers, what did the developers do in their previous life or previous history. Sometimes where did they go to school? What is their vision? What is the roadmap? What companies are looking at it? And most of all, what is the utility value of the coin, and what problems does it solve? And does it solve your problem? Does it solve grandma and grandpa's problem, right? And that's why I like XRP, because XRP solves the problem of all problems, and that's payments, right? If you talk about Chainlink, right? Chainlink is an oracle. I believe it's an oracle, yeah. If you ask grandma and grandpa, Grandma, what's an oracle? What? What's an oracle? What the hell is that? I've never heard of that. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. Grandma, did you make a car payment? Yeah, I made the car payment. So she knows what payments are. She doesn't know what an oracle is. So everybody knows payments. And what XRP is designed to do, this is not an XRP video, but just giving you an understanding of how to do the background check, do your due diligence, always do your own research. And a lot of people do their research by just listening to YouTube, right? And I do that as well, right? If I have 10 YouTube channels or 20 and I listen to each one of them, and each one of them provide more and more fundamental and technical analysis, then I can formulate my own opinion based off what their research has done. But I'm telling you, there's no research like your own research, right? So I do that as well. But you also want to do your own research to see if there's any confluence in what these people are saying online, because you don't know them personally, you don't know me personally. People can just be hyping it up for no reason, right? So not this channel. I have no reason to hype up anything. I'm just a regular investor wanting my assets to go up in value. So I do have a bullish bias, and I admit that. I have a bullish bias. Most coins, I'm probably, like I said, I might do Solana and Matic. Right now, I'm not holding either of those coins. So that is a completely unbiased approach from those two. And with that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. Thanks for listening. If you want more videos like this, let me know by leaving maybe a comment or a like, and I'll start doing more videos. I haven't been doing many videos so far. I actually posted a video about theta, and it sort of got circled around, and it made me think, hey, maybe I can do more of these videos if it's what people are wanting. Because if you go online and you look at theta and Casper and a lot of coins that don't get much love, like if I were to do a Bitcoin analysis video, everybody's doing Bitcoin, a lot of people are doing XRP, but if I pick like VeChain or maybe like Casper or even like Polkadot, like when's the last time you saw somebody doing an analysis video on Polkadot? I'm sure they're out there. I'm sure there's plenty of them out there, but not to the mainstream effect. So I'll probably end up doing more videos over time. Got to make time within my schedule, and we'll get it done. So thanks for listening, guys. Have a great week. See you next time.